welcome to another brain retraining visualization sesh. For this visualization, I am going to do a past life / made up childhood memory about being a child and tubing down a lazy river with friends in the summer and then jumping into the water hole from a big oak tree. I am so glad that you are joining me. Let's get started. I step onto the cold, wet grass, feeling the squish of it between my toes as I drag my tube closer to the water's edge. The sun is almost too warm on my back, but the stream ahead glistens like liquid glass, promising relief. The air smells like summer, like wildflowers and clean, rich dirt. I hear the familiar creak of the old truck's tailgate slamming shut as Miss Collins waves from the driver's seat and says, "Behave yourselves." There's a smile tucked into her voice. And then, just like that, she's gone in a dusty, gravelly cloud, leaving me and the gang behind. It's just us now. Me and Danny and Liz, Max, and little Mia, who is the smallest, but somehow the loudest. Our tubes are big and black and scuffed up from years of use, some still bearing faint white letters on the side. They are heavy and awkward, but they are perfect for the lazy adventure ahead of us. "I'll race you to the water," Danny shouts, already sprinting. His tube is bouncing against his legs. "No fair," Liz hollers, her piggy tails flying as she takes off after him. I laugh and follow. The weight of my tube makes me stumble, but I don't care. It's summer and there's nowhere else to be. The water is shocking cold as I plop down in my tube and I push off the bank. But the heat of the sun on my skin makes it feel refreshing. It's shallow enough here that I can look down and see the sandy bottom with its scattering of smooth stones and little darting fish. The current is gentle, just enough to carry us along without any effort. I lean back and I let my arms dangle in the water. "This is the life," Max says, floating past me with one leg hooked over the side of his tube. I nod in agreement, closing my eyes for a moment. The air smells of sun-warmed earth and faintly of cow manure, but it's not bad, it just smells like the country. Besides the childish sounds of us playing in the bubbling stream, the natural soundtrack of the birds and light breeze blowing the tall grasses along the bank, it's quiet out here. Well, there is the occasional bark of a dog from a farmhouse in the distance, or the low moo of a cow from one of the nearby old wood-fenced pastures that line the stream. Danny starts splashing Mia, who screams and retaliates by flipping his tube over. The rest of us join in, laughing and yelling until we're all soaked and out of breath. My stomach hurts from laughing so much, and my cheeks ache from smiling, but I don't care. After a few miles of drifting downstream, the bank widens and deepens as we drift toward the watering hole behind Miss Johnson's house. Everyone knows Miss Johnson. She's the sweet, gray-haired lady who always smells like cookies and Werthers, and she lets us play here without asking as long as we don't break anything or leave any trash. Her house is up near the dirt road away from the water. It's surrounded by a garden that's more weeds than flowers, but it's homey. It's like something out of a storybook. She hardly notices that we're here most of the time. Beside the watering hole is a big oak tree that leans out over the water, its roots twisted and knotted along the bank like nature's staircase. From one of its thick branches hangs a rope, frayed at the ends but still sturdy. I climb up first. The bark feels rough against my hands and feet. I grab the rope. The neighbor kids chatter, egging me on from below. I swing out as far as I can, the branches lightly creaking under my weight. The wind rushes past my ears. It's cool against my skin, and my stomach flips with excitement. For a split second, I am weightless, suspended between sky and water, and then I let go of the rope. I plunge down into the water with a big splash. The coolness wraps around me like a shock and a hug all at once. For a moment, everything is muffled and blurry, and bubbles trickle up past my arms and legs. I kick upward and burst through the surface into the bright warmth of the sun. Droplets cling to my face, sliding down in tiny streams. My lungs gasp for air, and I am laughing before I even wipe my eyes. That was awesome, I shout. The words burst out of me with pure joy. The others take turns, each trying to outdo the last with bigger jumps and louder splashes. Even Mia gets a turn, though we all hold our breath until she pops back up, grinning from ear to ear. By the time we're done, we are dripping wet and we are starving. Max pulls out a squashed Ziploc bag that somehow managed to survive the ride here. Inside are 5 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They are flattened, but they are miraculously dry. We sit on a big flat rock near the edge of the water, passing them around. The bread is soft but slightly gummy. It sticks to the roof of my mouth. And the peanut butter is thick and salty. It mixes perfectly with the sweet and slightly tangy jelly. It is simple and messy, but it tastes like summer. We eat in companionable silence, the kind that only happens when everybody is happy and tired and full of good memories. I'm so thirsty, Mia finally says, breaking the spell. We all agree, but none of us brought any water. Guess it's time to go back, Danny says, shrugging and groaning as he stands. The walk home is easy. It's just a half a mile of dirt, roads, and familiar paths. We reach the start of our street, where we split off to our own houses. See you tomorrow, I call out. Okay, they all answer, their voices fading as they head inside. I turn toward my house. The warm sun is still shining on my skin. I feel the good kind of tired that comes from a perfect summer day.